What's wrong?
What's going on? DJ HazMatt here.
Matty Willz checking in as well.
Yes, welcome back to Matt and Matt Live, the post game, brought to you by Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels has always made whiskey, and if they have it their way, they always will. But there's one thing Jack can't make more of: moments.
And that's because those are on us to create. So let's make sure we're making the most of every moment we have. Make it count. Jack Daniels, please drink responsibly.
Yeah, Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Jack Daniels and old number 7 are registered. Now here's a word from our sponsor.
I've always wanted to do that.
I've always wanted to do that.
Well, I've wanted everything. I always wanted to do this.
I always wanted to do that. Next round on me.
Yes, welcome back to Matt and Matt Live. Matt, you almost jinxed us calling the game at halftime, and putting the house up.
I needed a double shot of Jack Daniels to get through that fourth quarter, man. That game got a little too tight for my liking, but we got the dub, bro. We got the dub. You should be happy, man.
Yes, I am happy, but my heart can't take the games coming down to this. It's like only 3 points scored in the second half. I'm not happy about that, but we got the dub. We held on, and here we are, 9-3. Go Browns.
Yeah, man. Can't do nothing but love that. Keep those comments rolling. Welcome to Matt and Matt Live post-game show. Of course, we check in halftime post-game every week. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, and we appreciate those comments. Pippa, Yanni, of course, we see the squad checking in. PJ, we appreciate y'all. Tracy says, what's up, Haz and Matt? What's up to you, Tracy? We appreciate you. Penny from VA checking in. Let's just get into it. We got a lot to get into.
Shout out to my cousin Mungo checking in all the way from Maryland. That's great.
Up, cousin?
Says Derek, nice win. Next up, the Bum Ravens, of course.
Yeah, Derek Jackson is popping bottles over there. Kyle Hogafar is checking in as well. So we appreciate y'all, man. We'll talk about those Bum Ravens at the end of this when we preview next week. But we like to go over, we like to pass out a game ball. We like to do our report card for Kevin Stefanski. But, I mean, just real quick, the game got a lot tighter than we wanted it to get, right? I mean, you called me out on that. You were absolutely right. 3 points in the second half, that's not good enough.
No, it's not. And here's what I'll say. I think even the officiating don't believe in the Browns. And in crucial situations, time and time again, they were throwing that laundry out on the field.
Yeah.
It was like, you want to give this other team every chance they can to get back in this game when it was a blowout, and we wanted it to end as a blowout, and they got within freaking 6 points. But a win is a win. The Browns beat Tennessee. So now what will the critics say? Because every show I watched had Tennessee winning this game. Give out the report cards, man.
Yeah, we'll start with the report card. We grade Kevin Stefanski as a first-year head coach every year. We alluded to it at halftime, man. I think you can pencil him in as the favorite right now to win the NFL Coach of the Year award this year. I'm gonna give him an A-. I mean, I was set to give him an A+ until that near collapse in the second half. But the fact that we built up so much of a lead, the fact that we came out in the first quarter really throwing haymakers and doing things that nobody expected the Browns to do, especially offensively, and the way we wrapped up Derrick Henry pretty much for the whole game, I'm gonna give him an A-. The only reason he gets the minus is because the game got way too close at the end.
And I'm going to give him a B. I'm going lower than the A- because, you know, something I didn't talk about before the half is when you have a lead like that, what do you say to your team in the locker room? And he definitely did not say the right things because we came out flat. We came out not doing anything. Tennessee had all the momentum. It's like we want to continue to put our foot on people's neck. When you have a lead like that and you come out in the second half and you just give it up so quick, like, you know, we our first possession, we did nothing. Then we give the ball right back to them. They go down and score. It's like, what are you saying to the team at halftime to keep their heads in the game when you're up by over 30 points at half? And that's something that the Browns need to get used to, because that's unfamiliar territory for us, to be up by so much in the first half of a game. And you have to be able to stay focused. You have to be able to finish these games, which we held on. Right. And then, you know, to the Baker naysayers, his whole game would have been thrown out if that fumble at the end would have allowed them to win the game with some miracle Hail Mary or something. Because, you know, the miracle in Tennessee, we remember that from years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So it's just I'm just so happy we held on and won the game. But I think the game should have never, ever, ever gotten that close. So I'm giving him a B.
Yeah, you guys can drop your comments, your report card grades for Kevin Stefanski as well. Yanni, I seen you. A+ for the first half, F for the second half. That pretty much sums it up, man. That was almost a catastrophic collapse. And something that, you know, as much as week 1 of last year kind of set the tone for the season, you know, we got all these new toys in Cleveland, and then Tennessee just smacks us in the mouth week 1, and we couldn't kind of never recovered. This could have been a really damning blow if we would have lost this game for these last few weeks. So I'm glad they were able to hold on to that lead and ultimately escape Tennessee with a win. But Vegas, man, I was about to say, man, if Tennessee comes back and win this game after the lead they had, I was about to be done gambling, because that would have been too much. That would have been too much for me.
And then I would have realized that you are the actual bad luck for the Browns. You know what I'm saying? And I'd have been like, you know, Matt, please don't put no more money down on the Browns. You're not giving us good karma, man.
Right. I try not to even take them games. So we graded. Yeah, I know. Cardiac Kids 2020 edition for sure, man. We graded Kevin Stefanski. Who does your game ball go to today, Haz? I mean, we saw it was like the tale of two halves, really, man. Who you got?
I mean, I wanted to give the game ball to Baker Mayfield. I'm still going to give the game ball to Baker Mayfield because he did, you know, he was on his way to setting records. I don't know what the game plan was coming out in the second half. Baker did not have any missed throws, you know, because there were a lot of dropped balls today in key situations, even by Jarvis Landry, balls coming off receivers' hands. So I'm going to give the ball to Baker Mayfield, even though he did fumble that. I don't even know, why are you quarterback sneaking at the end of the game when you have Nick Chubb and Hunt? That was a bad decision by the coach. Don't put the ball in Baker Mayfield's hand to try and run the ball when it's get a first down and the game is over, and you just
be safe with it.
I'm still going to give Baker Mayfield the game ball because there was so much doubt and so much hate coming into this game as to whether Baker Mayfield would be the reason that we win a game. And to me, he's the reason we won this game. His performance today and the points that we put up in the first half are the very reason that we won this game.
Yeah, Tracy Cooper definitely agrees with you. Baker gets the game ball. Pippa says Nick Chubb gets the game ball. I'm going to give it actually to Rashard Higgins, and I'm going to say that with his 6 catches on 9 targets, he had 95 receiving yards. He led the team in receiving yards. Of course, he had the touchdown. I think he was a consistent piece for Baker. I wanted to give it to Baker, and there's nothing wrong with giving it to Baker because he's the quarterback. But just that fourth quarter, I'm not really sure what was going on with the Browns in that fourth quarter. But I think you're splitting hairs. Baker, Rashard,
you're giving the ball to Rashard Higgins, and he had a decent game, but he had a key drop in a key moment in late in the game. He was one of those receivers that didn't hold on to the ball when it was in a crucial time of the game. So in that case, I can't give a game ball to Rashard Higgins, though he scored. He had a great first half, but in the second half, he wasn't.
Well, the reason I'm leaning toward him, and it's just because I think that what you're saying about our young, partially inexperienced wide receivers, is that they need Odell out there, man. I know it was real easy to look at the first half of the game and say, yo, we don't need Odell no more. I bet you wish you would have had Odell in that second half of that game. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about Odell. We can make that quick point. But
and just like
your point is well taken for sure.
Just like you almost lost your house if you bet that I felt like we needed Odell Beckham. I don't think we need Odell Beckham. I didn't think we needed Odell Beckham when they made the trade. Okay. You know this. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I mean, we've been winning without Odell Beckham Jr. Or
we've been winning without Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett too, but you would rather have them on the team. I'm guessing you would rather have Myles and Denzel Ward play for you, even though we've been winning games when they haven't played for us. Is all I'm saying. I think Odell provides you another option, even if you don't feature him. He just gives the defense something else to think about. That's all. That's really my only point about Odell Beckham Jr., man. But we got your, what is it? Is that your alma mater? Your hometown? Where are you from exactly? I'm not sure, man. Well, you got Baltimore next week. And
I was raised on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I lived on West 130th in Bel Air.
Talk about crab cakes a lot.
I wasn't born there. No, because I do have Maryland roots. I was actually born in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Shout out to them for being, a key place back in the slavery times for the Underground Railroad and all of that. But
history lesson. Yeah.
Yes, Havre de Grace, Maryland. Look it up. There were safe havens for slaves escaping slavery back. But we're not going to go there. I was born there, raised here. I moved back there, and now I'm back here. I've spent more years of my life in Cleveland, but I do have Maryland roots, and that's how it goes for those that are confused about where I'm from. Mike, what is Michael saying? He has a lot to say.
Hey, from San Antonio. Yeah, the second half game plan was sad. They played to not lose instead of punching them in the face. Grateful for the victory, but it sure should have not been that close. Yeah, echoing pretty much everything we said.
Exactly, man. Right, man. And shout out to all the way out in San Antonio. And shout out to all my Browns groups that are coming in. Like I said, there are Browns fans all over the country that we don't even know about. And I've been able to meet a lot of them through these Browns groups that I'm a part of. So shout out to him for checking in.
Is this your cousin, Mongo? Born and raised in MD, but F the Ravens. I'm with that energy.
No, yeah, my cousin Mongo is a diehard Washington fan. And, so that's his team. And he doesn't like the Ravens. And yes, that's right. We don't like the Ravens, and they play on Tuesday. So we'll see what's going to happen. So what is the playoff picture looking like now? The Browns are still firmly cemented. And did we move ahead of Tennessee? Because we were in the 5th place, but now we should be moving up to, because Tennessee,
I think we should be firmly planted in that first wild card spot for the AFC. Yeah, I think that should be. I think we should be firmly in that right now. I mean, right now, Buffalo going into this week, Buffalo was. Oh no, they're a division leader, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. We have to chop all that up. The Browns are looking good right now.
Tennessee is in a fight with Indianapolis for the AFC South division. So if they don't win their division. But we swept the whole AFC South with this win. If you don't know, the AFC North was playing the AFC South this year.
We getting love from the Philippines right now too, brother. I think that's a record.
Man, those Browns groups, they are all over the world. You thought I was lying.
That's a record.
I was able to invite them in, and they are everywhere. So shout out to my man Emma. Man from the Philippines. Baker gets the game ball. Next game against the Ravens might be close, but always hoping for the win. Yes, and I just think that Kevin Stefanski, you need to learn a little lesson about these Cleveland Browns or being a Brown. Put your foot on people's neck. Don't play too conservative with no matter how big the lead is. Keep increasing the lead, because only scoring 3 points. I was happy to get that 3 points and extend the lead to 20 points. I felt a little bit more comfortable when that happened, but I still was on pins and needles throughout the rest of the whole second half. What is Michael Gibson saying? He had a lot to say. Michael Gibson. He says,
go ahead. He said not having OBJ to have freed up Baker to run through progressions. If he comes back next year, maybe Baker has more confidence to not force things to him. Then they could be a ridiculous team offensively. I think that's what every Browns fan hope is for as long as Odell is here. Because it does seem when Baker is forcing the ball to Odell, yes, he looks like almost like a bad quarterback because he's just not even taking reads. He's just trying to force the ball one way.
Yes. But I mean,
if he can learn to use all the other receivers.
But what will OBJ look like coming off of that type of an injury?
Yeah, I mean, that remains to be seen as well.
He tore his knee up pretty bad. So
yeah,
we'll wait and see on that. But right now we can't worry about the hypotheticals of OBJ being here. We have what we have moving forward. This was a great win, and we'll be taking on the Ravens next, who are, I'm really rooting for Dallas to go ahead and beat them on Tuesday, a Tuesday game. I think
it'll be Lamar's first game back in a few weeks.
Lamar is coming back from COVID. Okay. All right. But
the Ravens but
they were trending down. They were trending down before the COVID outbreak on their team.
Right.
And a lot of people was like, we needed Pittsburgh to beat the Ravens so that'll help us. Like, we're helping ourselves. We're in the driver's seat. The Ravens need help. We don't need nobody help us. We're in the driver's seat. We control our destiny from here on out. And it's up to us to go out here and handle this business, man. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to the Browns. I feel great. I think I'm going to have a song out by morning.
All right. I think I'm about to turn up with some more of that Jack Daniels. I do want to make this point. Next week's game is a Monday Night Football game. Has what you just alluded or just told me about in the pre-production for today's post-game show. So we will still be live at halftime, and as soon as the game is over, whatever the hell time that is, we will still be live. Matt Live will still be checking in.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, my early prediction is a Browns dub. I mean, the Browns are rolling. They hot, baby. I'm taking the Browns against the faltering Ravens right now. And a game that Tuesday game that you just said, they could mess around and lose that game because Dallas, as bad as they have been, they're still competing for a division title. So they're not going to lie over. They're still trying to win their division and get into the playoffs just like the Ravens are. So that game could be, that could be a bad loss for the Ravens if they lose that. Either way, I take the Browns next week against the Ravens. What you think?
Hey, listen, I saw a stat earlier that where they were talking about the running backs, and I don't remember exactly what the stat was, but it was Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, and Ezekiel Elliott. It was something about 100-yard rushing games, and Ezekiel Elliott was in that stat. And I'm like, well, nobody's been paying attention to that fact because the Dallas has been having such a terrible season. But if they can get it going, Andy Dalton is back. This is probably their best quarterback option that they have. And Ezekiel Elliott, I think that, and remember, Pittsburgh barely squeaked past the Dallas Cowboys with their third string quarterback, DiNucci, or whoever was playing that day.
Right.
And so when Lamar Jackson, who has only thrown for over 200 yards, maybe 2 times this season, for all of the people that think Lamar Jackson is so great, people have figured out how to play Lamar Jackson.
For sure.
And he hasn't played in a couple of weeks. He's coming off COVID. You heard Miles say that he was really affected by the symptoms. So we'll see. And the Ravens, they were faltering prior to the COVID outbreak. So I don't really have much confidence that the Ravens just going to show up and be like, you know what, we're the Ravens of last year. No, you're not. You're a 6 and 5 football team, and you are what your record says you are.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid of the Ravens. When we blew them out last season, early in the season, and then they came back to beat us. And if you look at the record, ever since Baker and Lamar have been the quarterbacks of the Baltimore Ravens, we have split with them every year. So I'm expecting us to get our dub. They beat us, so it's time for us to beat them. So, of course, I'm going to pick the Browns to win that game in a Monday night.
Yeah, man. Browns are on a roll. I mean, they've won 4 in a row. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. And I know that, one of my favorite things to say was who is the competition that they're beating. But today was a solid win. You can't do anything but hang your hat on it. I know it got ugly down the stretch. But for the Browns to win a game like this, at this point of the season, we can't do be anything but grateful. And hopefully they can keep it going against Baltimore next week. And again, that's a Monday Night Football game. So check in with us at halftime and post game. It's gonna be a night game.
You're gonna be able to stay up late. I know.
Yeah, man. That Jack Daniels gonna keep me going, man. That Jack Daniels is gonna keep me going.
So we're inviting everybody to join us. We do this each and every week at halftime and post game. I'll be sending out the invites to join us at halftime when we take on the hated Baltimore Ravens. You know, we don't like them, you know, because of the history of how they even came into existence.
Right.
And, you know, with the whole Art Modell thing, there's a lot of animosity there. You know, I saw something on Facebook earlier, like, who do we hate more, the Steelers or the Ravens? I'm just going to say I don't like either.
Yeah, it's a tie.
But having lived in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area, knowing how the fans are out there, and I know a lot of them, so it has made me kind of put the Ravens a little bit more on my hate scale. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like I needed them to be shut up, and they are shutting the hell up. And I love it. So
maybe that Madden curse. Maybe that Madden curse is catching up to Lamar Jackson this year. So make sure y'all join us next week for show, man. Browns big winners today, improved to 9-3 over the Titans, which was a quality win. No, it was ugly. Certainly quality, though, man.
I don't know what to say. Go Browns. Yes, dog pound in the house. We'll see y'all next Monday night. Sure. Monday night. Join us. I am DJ HazMatt.
Yeah, and I'm Matty Willz. Go Browns.